Hello everyone, welcome back. As you can see, this is off. It came off today. It was lifting and I tried to save it like a day or two ago. I saw that it was missing some stuff here, so I put manometer on and I, covered it and everything and it still came off. Which I was picking at it and it popped off. So as you can see, it's very smooth in there. As you can see, it was with manometer, with acrylic powder, so it's really soft. There you go, look at that softness, look at that area, wow, amazing. So anyways, my point is that my nail was vulnerable. It was thin, I think it was a little broken on the side, and I hit it at work and it broke. So this is what I had left. It was a little more spiky on this side, but that broke off on the way home. So that's what I'm going to work with. I need to prep it. I'm going to do full coverage tip. And then I'm going to do the typical gold. So you can see it's the gold. And it's probably going to be like this one, the full coverage. This one was the green one, but it wasn't super smooth. I will try to make it the same. Yeah, it's a big difference now. As you can see, that full coverage really gives the nail definition. Otherwise, look at this. It's like, why is it blurry? You can see it's weird. I'm gonna try to make it less blurry. Yeah, as you can see, it's way different. It's like 3/4 of the side. Look at that, amazing. Anyways, point is that we'll be changing it. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna be doing dip powder. I'm not gonna do manometer anymore because yeah, it's not as messy, but it's lifting. And honestly, I don't care. I just want something smooth. I don't want to struggle with it anymore. And I'm just glad that it happened to me and not to somebody that I did their nails, not a client or a friend. So this one is lifting, as you can see. It's lifting pretty bad. And I've been picking at it. If it's lifting, I'll pick at it. So imagine someone that's, first timer, or, you do their nails and it starts to lift. Look at that. Lifting completely from the back. Now, I did notice that it's stuck to the edges right here. Same on the other side. It's stuck. It's more lifted, but it's still attached, and I don't want to lose that area. If I can save it, I will. I'll most likely use another full coverage here, but I do want to add a manometer to this side to get rid of that without filing. So let me go get manometer. Sorry, not manometer. Acetone. Sorry, acetone. But before that, I do want to tell you guys how deep this is. As you can see, it goes pretty deep. This is not very thin paper, so as you can see, it doesn't go all the way through, just halfway through the nail, mostly on this side. But yeah, it's pretty bad. So I'm gonna try to put some acetone on there, and then hopefully it'll eat away the product, because it's on my natural nail, so it should be all right. And then it'll pop off, hopefully, just like this one did. Yeah, I was so shocked that it completely lifted, and that this one didn't lift. And this is my good hand, I doing acrylic, but this is my dominant hand. I'm a lefty, so yeah, I'm learning. That's all I can say. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to work on manometer a little more, figure out what happened, trying it on myself again and again until I can make sure that it's not gonna lift or chip or whatever it is, and eventually get better at it and not make it bulky. So it's gonna take time, and I need to figure out what I did wrong. I don't know if it's the brush or the acrylic liquid, the manometer, what's it called, or if I use primer instead of using a Bond, and I don't have Bond. I used what I had. So I don't know what happened, but we'll see. With time, we'll find out. I need to research, look at videos. I'll admit that I didn't do a lot of research on manometer and acrylic nails. Not how I did with dip powder research, so that's gonna make a difference. So we're gonna be using dip powder, of course, and we're gonna do it the dip powder way. So I'm gonna have to, you know, figure out how to do this. But first, we're gonna take this one off. So I'm gonna go get acetone. Alright, so first, this is acetone that I put in a dropper. This is a glass dropper. I got like 2 of these at the dollar store in a package. So like 2 for $1.25 basically. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lift this. I'm gonna try to put the manometer in there. Alright, well that loads, well that does its thing. I'm going to cut this little pad into a smaller piece, probably like 1/4 of it. This is what I like to do when I have to soak off my nails to remove the dip powder or gel. This is way too big, we don't need that much. So I'm gonna cut off like, normally I would do half, but you know, I just wanna do one and then have enough. So this is small. It fits perfectly, as you can see. It's not that big. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put a few drops in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be enough. 7 drops. Maybe a few more. I mean, it's fine because we don't actually have any powder or material on there. It's just a few little, you know, specks there because it popped off, lifted. So all the product that we would file off is right here, and as you can see, it's not very thick, so you have to be really careful when it comes to the e-file, that you don't file through that and then damage the natural nail. So be very careful with that. And we're gonna just keep checking on our nail here. I don't know if I can actually, well actually, maybe we can put this on paper. This is weird, but I call it being creative. This is the first time I'm doing this. All right, and then we're gonna, if we can. Nope, I should have cut this a little smaller. Definitely a little smaller. It's difficult now because my thumb has a cap, so it's gonna be interesting for sure. I'm gonna chop this in half. I'm gonna try to do this without messing up. Alright, and then you should be able to go in under the nail. I just don't want to file this off. That's the whole thing. So I'm trying to put this in there. Did it go in? I have no clue. I think it just folded. It hasn't gone all the way in. This is my natural nail. I would never do this to a client, okay? I'm not a tech. I'm not licensed. Just letting you know. Okay, it went pretty deep. It went that way, you know? So I'm just going to try that again. Yeah, I should just pause this and let you know. Alright, so we at least have half of the nail covered. I'm just going to add a few drops in there. It should penetrate the paper down there. It will soak the whole thing. But if we let it there for a few minutes, it should work. Our skin is really going to be dehydrated though because of the acetone. So, just know that. I don't know. Oh, I didn't bring another cap. So, it's just going to be like that. So, we'll see if it actually works or not. Look, my finger is already getting stuck because it's removing the powder, the stuff. So, I don't know how long it's been with this nail, but it's removed a little bit of the sprinkles. We didn't have that much. We're gonna make sure that all the stuff is removed. Alright, so let go. There we go. I'm fighting with a piece of cloth. Alright, so I already did my nail, this nail in Spanish. Some videos are uploading. I do want to do the other nail. I have to prep first though. What am I doing? I need a prep. Alright, so for the prep, of course, we're going to use a cuticle pusher very gently and start to push the skin back. The cuticle will be revealed. And then, of course, you remove it. Little bits of skin that I can't remove all the time. I kind of struggle. Just try to remove the sides, the dead skin on top. Try to clean it sometimes, because then the dead stuff gets stuck up there, although you already removed it. Just make sure that you clean the tool every now and then, so those things don't get stuck in there. Very gently, of course. If it's your own nail, then you know what you're doing. It's on you. But if it's someone else's nail, you have to be careful, because if you're not nice, you're not gentle, you get hurt, you hurt them, they might not come back. All right, so be very careful, especially at the beginning when you're building up your clientele. The people that are gonna pay you to do their nails. You have to be nice, you have to be gentle, you have to take care of them so they come back. So just be very gentle. All right, so there's like more stuff underneath. Do you see that? This is blurry, I don't know why, but yeah, there's white stuff underneath. And I think I need a this is what I worried. Got stuck. Oh, this is the classic. This is why I don't have cotton. I have cotton pads, because then they get stuck and it's a pain. Okay, there we go. Alright. Just gotta make sure that I moved it. It kinda got stained. Okay. Should I just want to get rid of it. Oh, look at that beautiful combo right there. Red and green. Amazing. Alright, so I really want to get rid of that product there. Just go away. Anywho, I'm gonna try to do my nail. Alright, so once it's completely, good to go, we are gonna roughen it. So we're gonna rough the nail. I forgot the primer and the dehydrator. That's okay. Just gonna rough the nail, take away the shine, roughen it, so when we put the other stuff on top, should be fine. You know what? I'm not gonna put primer or dehydrator. This is my second week of nails. We have done a week and a few days. So these nails are, growing. They're getting a little cuticle. You can barely see it, but it's there, It's slightly there. This one has been lifting, so it doesn't really count. But yeah. These nails, they won't be on me for forever, Probably maybe on Friday I'll take them off. Or Saturday. I don't know. We'll see. I still gotta think of what to do my next set of. And I've been interested in getting some nail art markers. Okay, don't file the nail as much as I did. But you do want to make sure that you make it nice before you apply the what's it called? The tip. So I'm just gonna file the sides, because sometimes that upsets me, especially with the glue. And I still gotta go get the lamp, because these tips, you need a lamp to cure the glue. So I'm just gonna Follow the sides. That looks good enough for me. Like I said, these are my nails. So, I'm good, you know? I'm fine. Alright, then, of course, I'm gonna clean my nail. I love these. They're so nice. There's 100 of them in this little box. I'm probably halfway through. As you can see, there's 100 of them. And I got them at the dollar store, so. This is what I use to clean off my nail, and then I use dehydrator and then primer. So this will take off all that cuticle, all that dust, everything that's loose on the nail that's not attached, all that dust, powder, whatever it is, and the oils, of course, because it's alcohol, so it will evaporate. All right, so there we go. I feel like I should put this in there and just put manometer on there. It's gonna be interesting. Right. No, this is dumb. Don't do that. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna go get the lamp, and then we are going to use this glue to glue these ones, which they actually came together with the lamp. So I'm gonna go get it. And I'm also going to go get my portable battery for the lamp. Alright, so this is the lamp that came with the nails, with the nail tips. And of course, it comes with its own cable, so that's awesome. I think we have some battery in here. Should be fine. So we're going to figure this out. Make sure you look at it. Make sure it matches. This is like that. So as you can see, you gotta make sure that you know which way it's going so it doesn't break. Alright, so that is that. So I'm gonna get my nail out. And I think this is the one that I already used before. Yes. So this one has some missing because I used it. One for this one, and then the other one for that one. So it just depends. Of course, we're gonna need something similar. That is way too big. Alright, about right. Maybe we can use them on this side. Okay, that looks a little too small. Be careful because these break easily. Maybe I can use this side. Yeah, that looks about right. So this is a 2? I'm not sure. Alright, we're gonna need that now. And I don't know if we're gonna need it for this one. We'll see once we get there. Right now I haven't taken it off or anything. So what you gotta do, you're gonna measure it, make sure it's covering from sidewall to sidewall. Once you know it fits, of course make sure that you prepped it so you can go all the way in without any trouble. So you can see it fits pretty good. Alright, so now we're gonna connect it to the battery. As you can see, it's on. It doesn't have all battery, but still it's good enough. We're gonna take out the glue. Alright, and I'm still practicing. I've only done this twice. This one and this one. I had an air bubble in here. I don't know what happened here. I forgot. Point is that we need to put our nail here and then cure it. So let me try this. These things are stressful. So we're gonna put our glue here. Glue, and then like you have to put like a little bit on top. Alright, we don't want to put a lot though, because if you put a lot of glue and it's thick, it's gonna burn. So you just gotta be careful, you know. I low-key want to turn it on just in case. And then, alright, I'm gonna put my nail in there, and then oh, check this. Okay, no. Oh, this is the issue. Now it has a bubble in there. Oh, I don't like that. Ah, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I do not like working with this. I just can't. There's nail glue all over my nail. But if you cure it, if it cures in the light, it's gonna cure. It's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be terrible. So be very careful with this glue. Very careful. I don't like it, but it's what we have. And if I use the one I have, the actual glue that I have, that I started with, that's not going to be good because that one is air dry. This one, you have to cure it. So, let's try this again. Alright. Yeah, I get nervous. Don't judge me. Alright, so we're going to put it there and then... Gonna cure it. Secure it, no bubble. It might hurt a little. Cure it for a few seconds. Is that a bubble? I don't know if that's a bubble. I think it is. It burns a little. It burns. Oh, it totally burns. Okay. This is why I can't get a tattoo. Or a piercing. Oh, that's burning a little bit. Oh, that's burning. Oh, I don't like this. Yeah, I don't like that. Maybe I added too much glue. I think I added too much glue. Look at that. Okay, it looks nice. There's no air bubble, but this is sticking to my skin. Okay. I'm gonna try to release it. Try to get rid of the pain. Okay, once you're ready to go. No, I'm not ready to go. It's still hot. It's still caliente. Okay, let's try this again. You can see. I'm gonna careful with the light because I don't know if the dip powder will, get affected by the light. So just carefully. It looks blue, but here it looks like purplish, and the glue looks yellow. So I'm just gonna let this cure until it turns off. It's like around 57 seconds. It's not a whole minute, but still I want to make sure that it's completely cured, completely dried up before we file or apply any powder on it. So that's it. We're completely gonna cure it. Alright, so after this I am going to file it a little bit, just a little bit, to match the shape of the other nail. Probably the length. I don't really mind having an inch, not an inch, but like a centimeter of difference. Alright, so you can see they're like a centimeter away of difference. And I do have a clipper, so this should help. Alright, let's see. Of course, it's not gonna be, enough. You have to figure out how to clip it and figure it out. It's not gonna be perfect. This is supposed to go with the nail clipper thing. I forgot where it is though. So I'm just gonna measure it, and as you can see, it's still a little long. So we're just gonna file that off. I don't mind. Alright, so we're gonna move this away because we don't need it right now. We only needed it for the nail. I'm just gonna file it. Alright, measure. Are they the same? Yeah, they're kind of the same. Alright, just gonna make sure that it's soft and it's good to go. Alright, looks nice enough. Alright, nice. Alright. So now I'm gonna buff it just to make sure that the base, no issues, that it's kind of roughy. That way it can attach nicely with the dip powder. Alright, so I'll do that, and then I will get out the stuff for the dip powder, and we'll go over that process. Alright, so we got our nail swatch. Now all we need to do is clip it around like that, and then we can scoop dip powder. Alright, so make sure you have your stuff ready because this can dry a little fast. Especially, I'm not gonna dip because that made a mess last time and I am tired of cleaning up glitter. So, I'm going to get our base. Oh, I forgot to show you guys. The base we're using today is from Serendipity. This is the Bonding Gloss #1. It also has an activator and a brush cleaner. So this is used as base and as a top coat. So right now we're just going to put it in the middle of the nail just for the sake of adding the first layer. Oh, sorry, I forgot that I'm covering the camera so you can't really see it when I pour it in. But there you go. You tap the axis off. You let a second or two for it to dry. And then with a brush, I have this big mermaid one for I got it at the dollar store. You just dust it off. So you can see it's a little thin and I've already made a mess. So there's glitter everywhere. This is why I have the paper. Alright, so we're going to put the brush there. Then I'm going to try to move this so you guys can see it. Alright, so once that's off, we're going to try to, well, you know, make sure that there's no stuff on here, especially when we have the base coat on there. Make sure there's no stuff on the cuticles. Make sure that it's clean. Alright, so we're going to go in with our second coat. This one will go on the side. Make sure it's nice, even, thin. And don't worry if it's patchy or if you didn't cover everything. We're just trying to do a second layer. I said I was going to try to let you guys see, and I'm not letting you guys. Sorry. Alright, so we didn't go all the way to the cuticle. So we're going to let it do that. And what I like about pouring is that I don't, have to dip the whole finger and then there's dust everywhere, glitter everywhere. I mean, there's glitter everywhere already, but still, it's very limited. It's not all over my finger. That is good. Because glitter is very dangerous. So be careful. Alright, so after that, of course, double check that it's not on the sides or else it's gonna lift. Be careful. I can barely see what I'm doing here. This is probably from the glue, but it's not bad to double check. I do need a light in here. Like, I really do need a light. Much better. Yeah, I can see now. Oh, we didn't patch it there. Okay, big difference. Alright, good to know. So last layer, we're gonna bring it all the way to the cuticle. Well, like a hairline away from the... Oh, I touched the cuticle. Alright. And then we're going to try to cover it. Be careful if you're really close to the nail. Trying to get everything because the smell might make your eyes water. So be careful. Try to make these thin layers. Look at that shine. Very nice. Of course, if it gets on the skin, try to take it away. And then quickly cover the nail. I do 1 or 2 scoops depending. But this glitter flies, so be very careful. And I think that's all the glitter we're gonna do. So I'm gonna let this be there. Alright, we're gonna let it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is my phone flashlight, so just so you know. There's glitter everywhere. It looks like one of those filters that like makes everything glitter, everything shine. So as you can see, I can get really close to the cuticle because of the base. And the base, it goes where you put it, and the dip powder only goes where the base is. When you use manometer or acrylic, it goes if it's runny. If it's not, it dries before you can even move it. So be really careful on how much liquid to powder you're doing. And it looks a little patchy on top. But it should be alright, because nobody's really gonna look at my nails. And I'd rather that than having a little lifting on here. So I'd rather that than over flooding the cuticle. So we are going to try to clean this. Alright, so we try to clean it. After that, I will apply the other liquid, which is the activator, which hardens all the layers of the dip. If you put it on nicely. Nicely means like a layer or two without removing liquid. It's gonna harden the nail. Just try not to put too much. And sometimes when it's like a different color, it will like make it brighter because it's gonna penetrate the powder. So it makes it look a little nicer. And as you can see, I like the clear ones because you can see through them. If you do natural nail, you can't see it. It's look at that difference, big difference. So yeah, look at that. And now that I have full tips, I understand why people drill this, why they clean under the nail, so it looks like that, so it looks natural. Otherwise, it looks like this, and it doesn't look very nice. Sorry, I was eating chile. I was eating something spicy. So this, of course, it's going to harden, and then you can file it. I'm not really going to file it because it looks like a pretty good shape. And obviously, if I file it, glitter is going to be flying everywhere. So, no thank you. Maybe this I will file because it's a little dent right there. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe that's the only thing I'll file. But other than that, I'll add a top coat and that'll be all. So let's do that. I'm gonna quickly file this here, this little bit right there, probably because of the glue. But of course, just try to align the bottom with the edge of the nail, even if it's hanging, like here. You know, you match it, and then little by little, you'll start to get to that, you know, that layer. So my nails are not really that hanging, but you know, it just depends. So anyways, that's the nail there. We don't want to get a notch either, where you file too much nail and then the natural nail shows up. So be really careful. Of course, make sure you know what's going on under the nail. If you want to buff it, if you want to, you know, clean it under there, well, that looks a little better. So it depends on you. All right, everything looks fine. We're gonna use our glossy, what is it? Glossy Bond Gloss. There we go. Bonding gloss. It's a little blurry, but that's what it is. And we're gonna use it as gel top. So we're gonna put a nice layer on top. Gonna let it sit. And this is air dryable, so we're just gonna let it dry for a few seconds. Meanwhile, let's make sure that there's, I don't think I put gel on that, so this nail still stuck. I did want to let you know how it's stuck there. You see how it bends, how the nail bends? So if I rip it, tear it off, peel it, it might take away layers of my natural nail. Same thing on this side. It's lifted on this side, but it's still attached. If you see right there, there's white on there. That's my natural nail. So I'm trying to get rid of it without filing it, but I think that's not going to be possible. So I'm going to have to figure something out. Alright, so that was enough time to let this dry. So now we're going to do our last layer. This is going to be, oh no, I think our brush is hardening. So we're going to try to put gel top on top. Try our best. There we go. It's slowly going back to what it needs to be. Alright. As you can see, we got some gel top on here. Just remove it with your nail. Should be alright. Should be okay. But just in case, we will get our last liquid, which is the serendipity. Whoops! Make sure that's closed. We don't want to drop manometer. Acetone. Look, my skin is shining. That's actual glitter. Anyways, so we're gonna put this. As you can see, this is. Oh, it's all right. Should be okay. Should be alright, but just in case, I will switch these. This is the brush cleaner. So any product, any sort of that stuff, you just clean this one off. If you have a towel, that would be great. Any type of napkin, and then put them in there and let this one get cleaned. The only issue is that this one now has a number 1 on it, so I'll have to switch them later on to make sure that I don't lose that number 1, because this is number 1. This is the base, this is the gloss coat. Number 1, important, because the activator and these ones, they look exactly the same, so that's why I put a number 1, so I don't get them confused. So be careful. So of course we're gonna let that dry. Excuse the hair. And we're just going to put these back. I don't think we're gonna need them anymore. Of course, nice and easy there. Yeah, it taps, but it's still sticky. So we're gonna give it another minute to dry up. For the next nail, I will use the serendipity, the Beetles dip powder. I actually used the red that was in the acrylic set kit, whatever you want to call it, and but that's for acrylic, so I'm gonna use the Beetles one. I might do a swatch of it just in case, or I don't know, we'll see. But I kind of want to make sure they stay the same, but at this point I really don't mind. So I might use this one, or I might use the other one that has glitter from Azure Beauty. So we'll see. Tapping. Okay, looks a little dry. Alright. Yeah, it's dry. Nice. Alright, once that's done, we of course go with some cuticle oil. But I know I'm going to be washing my hands soon. So let me go do that first, and then we'll do oil. Alright, so I know I'm going to wash my hands soon, but anyways, I will show you how to apply the cuticle oil. Cuticle oil is just a little dab here, and a little dab here, especially if you dip into the powder. If you, put your finger in there. I normally don't do that because it gets all over my finger, it makes a mess, and if it's a full, if it's a bit full, this is not so full. If you put your finger in there, it's not going to be a big issue. But different powders that are like filled, and sometimes when you put your finger, it overflows and it makes a mess. So I try not to do that, especially if it's new. So just be careful. Should be alright. Look at that, nice and shiny, beautiful. That's our nail. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for just hanging out. And of course, this is going to be dip powder on full coverage now. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I think it's a little longer, but I'm just glad they're the same. Before, this one was all thin and skinny, and it looked like Mario and Luigi. And speaking of, I did see the movie, so I'm probably going to do a set of nails that represents the movie. Maybe I need to work on the set, and especially if I do get the markers, the nail art markers, that is totally going to be awesome. That way I can actually draw on the nail, because I know I've tried with Sharpie, but that stains the brush of the dip liquid. So we'll see. Anyways, thank you so much. Have a great day. God bless. Goodbye.